All right, well, with that said, here is our Monday Night Raw review. And we open up, if I'm not mistaken, we opened up this show with Paul Heyman, Ashton.
Yes, we did.
Opened up this show with Paul Heyman. Starts talking about, the fact that John Cena put forth this ultimatum, either produce Brock Lesnar next week or I'm going to fight you. Heyman, of course, explains that, Brock Lesnar, he's not like the rest of you people. He doesn't fly a regular airliner. He has a private jet, and it has been delayed. But then I don't think Heyman gets to speak so much more on that because Cena comes out. He interrupts Heyman. Cena pretty much says, Paul, I told you what would happen. Either you produce Brock Lesnar or I'm going to fight you. So I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to listen to your crap. Here's what's going to happen. Come halftime, if you do not produce Brock Lesnar, I will find you and we will fight. Heyman, of course, looks like he just soiled himself. Heyman says, don't worry. I'll bring the beast. He gives Cena his assurances, like I will produce Brock Lesnar. But then Cena flips the script on Heyman and he says, hold on. I don't want to say that I don't trust you, but I don't trust you. So I'm going to, pretty much keep an eye on you and make sure that you come through. He then puts this poor father of two in a headlock, and he drags him to the back and throws him in his locker room, being Cena's locker room, and he has Khali to guard the door. So hustle, loyalty, and respect, I guess, is perfectly okay with kidnapping, Ashton.
Indeed.
Yeah, hard times for John Cena to sink that low. I mean, duct tape, that was already ridiculous enough, but kidnapping? Are you serious?
Are you serious?
Exactly.
Oh, Batista, we could really use your heel presence right now.
Oh, man, I miss heel day. And with the success of Guardians of the Galaxy, I think he's kind of looking at the WWE product and like, me needing you? Hilarious. But yeah, I enjoyed the first interaction between Cena and Heyman. It was kind of laying the groundwork for the brilliant segment that they would have later, which I am very eager to talk about. But yeah, Heyman is so great at just playing those different facets of his personality, whether it be like the helpless victim or the conniving manipulator. Heyman, I think, is just the most brilliant, like, on-screen mind in the product right now, and he's not even an active competitor. So there you go.
Exactly. Heyman's brilliant. Cena, like I said, this segment wasn't, I didn't actually say anything about this segment, but I did say in our kind of opening segment that this Raw had, in my opinion, the best segment that we've gotten on a Raw since Bray Wyatt's Children's Choir. And it did involve these two, but it wasn't this one.
Right. So, with that said, I mean, is there anything else you want to say about this opening segment, or should we move on?
Up next, we had Chris Jericho versus Kane. Of course, it's corporate Kane, because apparently there's nothing more intimidating than a really good guy that can file tax returns. Chris Jericho versus Kane, and again, Chris Jericho ends up winning clean.
Well, does he though, Ashton? Because it did take an assist from an exposed turnbuckle.
An exposed turnbuckle that Kane exposed in the first place.
True. Okay, so I think I will concede. We'll clarify it as a clean win. Really, I'm going to keep my review of this match succinct, because really I don't have much to say. I will give these guys credit. This is actually more of a competitive match than I thought it would be.
Oh yeah, this was a really solid match. Just the idea that, like, that realization where, holy crap, almost every single match had a babyface coming out on top.
Exactly. And I found it so funny that these two have a competitive match when Kane's attire is arm pads and just pants. It's like, all right, well, I'm going to finish up here, then I'm going to give a talk about libertarianism, and then I'm going to take a right turn there, and I'm going to finish up a merger, because I'm corporate Kane.
Yeah, I mean, so much for it's all about the Benjamins. For Kane, it's all about the khakis.
Exactly. But yeah, that's really all I wanted to say about this match, is that it was far more competitive than I thought it would be. And I want to be careful how I phrase this here, because I know, it doesn't exactly make the most sense. But I thought Kane being presented as like not only this veteran, but like still this monster lurking underneath, even when he goes corporate. They did a good job of, I guess, protecting that image here with the exposed turnbuckle finish.
Oh yeah, dude. And on top of that, I feel like one of the best spots of the entire show, Chris Jericho goes for a lion salt, and Kane catches him by the throat.
Yes. So I'm not trying to say that Kane has any credibility in 2014 because I don't think he does. But still, I think he has an image to maintain, again, even if that image is lying underneath. And I think they did a very successful job of preserving it here. So a really solid outing between these two. I have to commend them. Again, even though Jericho has been booked so strong and it kind of sours me, who's going to get all that on his way out the door in Randy Orton? This definitely has been one of Jericho's better runs overall.
Absolutely. So. I'll definitely agree with that. To me, this is Jericho's best run since his first comeback in 2007.
Yeah, definitely.
When he did the whole uppity, suit and tie, short hair, basically the anti-Jericho.
Yeah, pretty much.
Where he was using all these $9 words and just ticking off the crowd. That was probably his best run ever.
Dude, the promos were fantastic, as was the heel work.
That's what I mean. Like, just the pure heel work. I mean, between his promos and his everything, it was really everything. His facial expressions, his body language, his in-ring work, everything about him in that run were hateable. And it was about as close as I've ever been to not liking Chris Jericho. And that speaks volumes because I wasn't at a point back then where I was still like a pure believing in what's going on, like complete suspension of disbelief mark. I was still like, at that point I was in on the business. I knew that this stuff was worked, and I knew that a heel's job was to make you hate him, and yet still I did not like Chris Jericho back then.
Right, and the gimmick was so successful, if my count is correct, it reaped him 3 world titles in the span of 3 years, because I'm thinking all the way to 2010.
Yeah, and dude, and the last one that he had ended up leading to Edge winning the world title, and that ended up being Edge's last world title run as well.
Exactly, and I was so glad to see that Jericho and Edge did get a WrestleMania program for the World Heavyweight title, because that was one of the better matches on that WrestleMania.
Dude, that Edge return at the Rumble that year was so good.
Yeah, I know, right? So Jericho, man.
And that Rumble actually was a really good example of how the last person to be eliminated from the Royal Rumble generally ends up being a champion going into WrestleMania rather than just challenging for it. Because Jericho was the last guy eliminated from that Rumble. He ended up winning the title between Rumble and Mania. And then we ended up getting Edge versus Jericho for the title at Mania.
Which was a fantastic outing. So yeah, ever since that point, Jericho's been kind of on and off. I did enjoy the second day of 2012 Jericho. I really enjoyed the program with Punk. But I think
that program was the only thing that he had going for him in that run, though. Because after that, he moved on to doing pretty much nothing. I mean, after that, what did he do? Was that when he feuded with Ryback, or was that when he started putting over guys like Evan Bourne and John Morrison?
No, that was after he did Punk. He had a brief thing with Sheamus that concluded in the Fatal 4-Way match at Over the Limit that year. And then I don't know if something with Dolph started. And then
That's right, Dolph. Yeah, because Dolph ended up being the one to send him packing during that run.
Exactly. So besides
that's right, because Jericho beat Dolph at SummerSlam, and then Dolph beat him in a loser go home match at the next Raw.
Yeah, it was like a career versus briefcase match.
That's right.
And yeah, so besides the whole of like 2007 to 2010 like gimmick, the anti-Jericho as you called him, Ashton, to second day of 2012, taking back what's mine Jericho, at least initially with Punk. This has been some of Jericho's best work in this recent run. So it's always nice to see when Jericho is just firing on all cylinders and just everything is clicking, because he's truly one of the best even at his age and this time. So great stuff.
Yeah, and this match was kind of weird because it was two 40-plus-year-old guys going at it. Like, what investment should I really have when both of these guys are not going to be here not going to be in wrestling anymore in like 5 years?
Exactly.
This is why I watch NXT, damn it.
Yeah, exactly, and so should all of you, really.
Yeah, watch NXT.
That takeover Fatal 4-Way event, though? Oh, man.
All right. Let's move on here.